Okay. I just been for a dog walk. It's fresh outside. There's like some weird energy in the air. It feels really cold, but it's not. The sun's out. It's coming up to winter now here in the UK, but I'm unsure what's going to happen with the weather. So I've been guided to do another video to show you this painting. This was the one that was underneath the what one did I hang something? But yeah, I wanted to show you this one actually because it's been surprising me a little bit with the left and the right. So I've always had this thing with my paintings when I do like a left and a right. I always used to say it to one of my friends when I did the festival circuit. So I was doing live art and I was performing, and I was taken to festivals and then by certain people that had stalls and stuff like that, or like sometimes I'd do it on stage and I'd perform behind bands, and I knew a lot of people that would contact me and just take me to different parts of festivals and stuff, and I was like so obsessed with something I was doing and it was just like I still haven't managed to figure it out. I'm slowly getting there the more I'm doing, but it was like I get myself to this state. So I love like sax, flute, violin, drums. I used to play the violin, but I haven't got one at the moment, so I haven't been able to play it. I actually really miss playing the violin. I can't read notes of music because I'm really dyslexic, so I can't read notes of music, so I just listen. I mean, someone created the violin, right? Someone created all these instruments just through using their ears and just through using their senses, really. We're a bit put off from using our senses now because all our senses are already put there for us to intake. So yeah, I'd always paint. The reason why I'm getting back to the festival season is because I love eagles, so I've painted quite a lot of eagles, and I started realising that once I do like a figure, so an outline, I'll then brush the inside just with colour. So it's like I always have like a bold kind of outline that I'll slowly start to layer up that I know in my head as I'm working, and then I'll add in the tone which will create the structure of the layers and stuff like that. But so yeah, with the birds, I'd always do like the left and the right differently. So like the left wing would always look different to the right wing, and I did this bird once, and loads of people was coming over and watching. There was an eagle. It was on the side of a horse box. It covered the whole side of the horse box. It was huge, and I was just on like straw bales and stuff, just painting it, going up. And I said to a couple of my mates, like, the sides are completely different, but they were both done. Perfectly right. So like they did look right, but they just looked very different, and I didn't know if it was to do with. I didn't actually know what it was to do with. I thought it was my dyslexia, and like. So when I'm painting this side and my eye is looking, is it this part of my brain that moves my hand differently because of the angle? And then I started trying to study because I don't know my left and right very well, and obviously we have the masculine and feminine. So, but now I did this painting, the Phoenix, and so when I stare into my paintings for a bit, they start to like show me different colours, or things will emerge as my consciousness, my perception changes. The paintings will then show me the next step, and like then my subconscious will show me a certain painting that I need to look at a certain time, and I'll feel like I need to get out, so I'll get it out and then I'll read it. So this one, I did this a couple of months ago actually, and I kept adding to it, and there was quite a few paintings underneath. My dragon painting from my last thing was underneath it. This was actually up at a festival where I performed this actual piece of canvas, and it was a painting of me or like a structure that looked like me that I was holding into like a mirror, and there was all these lights coming underneath it and then shining out around me, just like it was like a figure of me kneeling down into this like rectangle mirror that was reflecting out. And some creepy stuff happened at that festival when I did the painting. My art's been selling quite a lot for quite a while, but I've stopped selling it because the people that were buying it wasn't buying it for the right reasons, and that wasn't why I was creating it, or it wasn't about, it's never been about the money. I knew there was more to it, and there is a lot more to it. So yeah, I'm ranting now, but this painting is linking more now to me about the masculine and the feminine. My inner masculine and my inner feminine. But I didn't realise, and again, like people always, my friend Jibby says to me, you paint like that because you're well balanced, and it's been making more sense to me now. Like, keeps replaying him saying that to me in my head whilst I was doing that eagle painting on the horse box. And yeah, after a few months after I did this painting, I was staring at it for like a couple of weeks, and I only realised it when I was meant to about the anyway, I'm running. But this side is completely different to this side. But the balance, right? Because the middle, this reminded me of the DNA, the helix. But yeah, this bit's just been fascinating me, and how it comes out. It's like this bit like goes along, and then this bit reminds me of the left, so the masculine. But yeah, as I'm standing, like I can't figure out, because it was just, I just done it quickly because it was left as an open gap. So when it's left, I seem to have more free reign in my subconscious how to quickly layer it up. So yeah, it's just screaming at me the last few days, and yeah, it's funny because if you listen to pieces of music and you actually focus on like certain colours, like if you read the painting anti-clockwise and you just pick up on if you pick up on the blues and read it, and then you pick up on all the reds and read it, it's like each colour does hold a vibration. But yeah, I'm still experimenting with a lot. So I was guided to bring these crystals together. This is a smaller piece of my amethyst. It's very dark purple, this one. I quite like it. This is a rose quartz. Sorry, the sun's beaming in on us. You can see it a bit better now. And then so I channeled something yesterday that I wanted to read. And I was also guided to talk to you a little bit about my books, the way I keep my books. I actually have loads of them, so here's a few. This one's from Vicenza, Verona, Vicenza. I went to Venice. Got that there. This one, it's got the green man on the front. Pretty cool. It's like velvet inside, it's like handmade. It's pretty cool, and the paper's like really nice paper. My books are very messy, sometimes they're really drawn in. So what happens with these books is just like I'll get a really quick vision, and I'll just have to sketch it out really quickly, and sometimes it don't even make sense to me, but obviously a lot of them do. But what I do with these books is wherever I am when I write them, I'll just open a page. I won't start from the front to the back. That's what they mainly wanted me to tell you, so it's a message for someone. But so I'll just open a page randomly and sketch in whatever I need to sketch. Sometimes these are my paintings, like I'll paint from this, so like I already got the energy lines there, that's what I work from. I try and never work from photographs as much. I try and always work from my own sketches or my own writings that create the vision. But yeah, this book's been everywhere. It's a bit messy, a lot of them are messy, but the thing is, see, I'll always open them. I'll open the books. See, look, there's a vision I had of myself. That's my face zooming fast, and then there's someone driving the inside of the mind. So this is how my art really starts, with a lot of this. But yeah, the thing is about just opening it randomly and just drawing it and that. And then recently, when I've been starting to go from start to finish, they seem to be perfectly in order and make sense, which I find really, really crazy. And that was one of the main things that said to me, like, this is happening. This isn't a joke. You know, all the stuff. I mean, like, this is one of my core visions I have. So it's like the world here, everything in the world going back. I mean, a lot of them speak for themselves. I don't really have to talk about them so much, but I have quite a lot. Oh, so this was the painting I was on about that was inside that one, behind that one. So yeah, it was like two wings. One was like an angel wing, and one was like a dragon wing. A lot more like, it's hard to explain it. Here's the person here, and there were two wings, and then this is the mirror I was talking about. I saw it as a mirror, and then there was like coloured energy coming out and then beaming out, and then, you know, that was making the wings. So I was trying to decide what way to do it. But yeah, there's so much in all of these. A lot of stuff comes up with the elements. Mainly all links to the earth, really, to Gaia. But yeah, a lot of them are like quite spacey, so I draw. This was one I had about time. I mean, they're really quick sketches, but like I said, they mean a lot when I look at them. I can see like whole images like this when I read these ones. This was one I did in Cambodia. So yeah, these books have been everywhere with me, and when I am everywhere, I will just paint through them. Some of them aren't always so pleasant, but so yeah, even these little books, just writing them, and even the poetry and stuff, or spoken word, whatever it is, the channeling that I write, also seems to make sense in the order. But at the time, I just grab the book and I just write on a random page, and it seems to make sense. So yeah, right, I'm now going to read you what I channeled yesterday. I started writing this last week. A little bit, and I wrote a few sentences first, and then a few more, and yeah. Miracles are a real deal when you let them know how you feel. Fire lining warped glaciers of patience. If today was the day you got laid off, the pay, the perks, the jerks, and you could have your say, what would it be? Who would you see when roaming free? When switched that dish of energetical hunger, watch how thunder transforms the newly born seams. We reaped, we sowed, we bowed, we towed the burden load into heightened compassion, squeezed and sneezed out the tiny bursting cracks around the true honest facts. We appear to rant in motion, flow tangent, but this communicational process speaks in shines in subconscious subliminal levels. We intake, shake up, break up, spin and diamond trim. She sparkles multi-facets of purified light, shooting in every blinding direction. Create your own perfection by gaining perception of your own inner instrument. Your thought translates into emotion to heart's electromagnetic, creating physical matter. We beam this message out auric fields, loudly silent but violently clear. We aim regurgitated fear into lust of Gaia's trust. We are still in this fast-moving fog, transmuting leftovers, suiting and booting. Eventually they tie up where greed is driven and not much is given, but abundant lays for the so-called slaves making their way, surviving the pay day to day. We emotionally say, I know it's all going to be okay. So be the dream you deem, hold excitement in your heart, never part your laugh and smile, and even if it's been a while. Effortless energy isn't worth a penny, thus you are not poor. One who sees the worthiness of pure bliss gains infinite access to rotations of mirrored, fractalized, coloured vibrations in all strengths of auric art. We express what we depress, turn it light, lift it bright, see it in a new sight. Full power comes from inner insight. Here we all meet up in Gaia's deep clean to once again beam her compressed potential, unlocked by those clocked into this energy flow. I see the pink pyramid of rose quartz glow on an entitled show of love carried in all divine matter. My dreams show me streaming currents of seas, minerals, moving large cogs from darkened depths of navy blue. They harshly grind on each other. My feet touch this powerful, strong network of dead force. As the spanner thrown into the works of the gigantic structures becomes as black as the water turns into its blue hue, the same weak peaks as the sacred circle of Giza is a pleaser for the cogs appear here, protected in the pyramids, where the dissolved fit of rotation transmuted into growth. Just as the crystal crystallizes, it grows how it's meant to, but collides with all sides of the structure, growing as one, and thus pure creation is forming on growth. No matter the direction, but direction guided as one strength brings infinite length. When love lays Gaia's veins, the pyramid's tip. The pyramid's tip. The pyramid's tip is now fixed in every turn, fixing the cogs burn to a motivational, sensational, vibratory, stories fluent, karma, wheeling, feeling, playing, laying, frequencies harmonized in magnetic art can give a faster spin on tips. Triangle color is defined with equality. For all of time, pre-existed knowledge is captured in consciousness bliss. So yeah, that was yesterday. But the interesting thing is, so I had that dream at the end. I had that dream at the end when I was in the sea, and it was really dark, deep water, and I was swimming, and I could feel something on my feet. And when I looked down, it was the most gigantic cog structure that wasn't moving, and it was just being swallowed up by the sea. It was so deep, and it was just, the feeling of it was crazy. And then when Sylvia and Zita, amazing job by the way, they went to India and then they went to Egypt and did the sacred circle the same day as the equinox. I felt the energy from it. I was there with you guys, and as you were doing the sacred circle, I got a vision of the same cogs, that they were inside the pyramid and they were turning and they were moving. I actually drew what I saw, tried to. So yeah, equinox vision, many inside clocks. So it was like the cogs were like from the inside of a clock. Like, you know the clocks you get on like your nan's side? They look like that anyway. They showed me that clock and then the inside, and then they showed me inside the pyramid. Like that. But they showed me as it started turning. It wasn't, I've been drawing this a lot. So I tried to draw the cogs again, but you know how they fit together? That was changed, that was different. So it was transforming as it was moving into this, and it was fitting together in a different way, almost like how I said the crystal, when it crystallizes, it gets the droplet, and then they all have a certain amount to grow to, and if something else meets it, it doesn't stop. They just layer on top of each other and still grow to its formation, and they just grow and growth of each other, so they just merge. They just merge together. So that's kind of like how these are kind of working now. So yeah. And then yesterday I had a vision of a ring with the tip of the pyramid, so like the pyramids in Egypt, the actual tip of it. You can also see it on like the Illuminati symbol that they take the top of the pyramid off on like the dollar bill and stuff. It's missing. So I had a vision of a ring. This isn't drawn out so great, it was really done really quickly. So here's like the ring, and then there's the top of the ring, and it's actually the top of the pyramid. And then I had a vision of it going into something that was introverted, and then the top of the ring would like fit into that, and it would turn anti-clockwise, and it was like the outside of the, it started spinning, and then the outside of the spinning, I'm going to show you this painting again, was like the outside of these, really fast, like really fast, and it just kept spinning, and then the colours of it were absolutely crazy. I don't even think I could paint them, and it was so fast. So that came through, and yeah, it came through definitely as the top of the pyramid, and it felt like it was unlocking something. I don't know if it already exists, and some people that we don't know about have this either as like an opening to something, or they're using it, or they actually have something symbolic, maybe like a certain stone that represents the top of the pyramid. I did, and then actually afterwards, after I drew that, I did have a vision of amethyst growing off. Shit, yeah, that was it. I need to write it down. Amethyst was growing off the ring. After I had that vision, it clicked in, and then it spun all the chakra colours, and then the amethyst was around the ring, so it wouldn't fit back into whatever spun. It was just as it was, and it was little bits of amethyst. So yeah, they also asked me to show you this painting again. Yeah, I used it in my video outside, but you couldn't really see it. This painting was what showed me the ley lines. I painted this before I went back to Cambodia. My mum's now taking this painting, she likes it. And I left these blank. I was actually really ill, I was really sick before I flew. When I was trying to paint this for someone, I got really sick and I couldn't finish it, and my flight was awful out there. They tried to stop me from going out there a couple of times now, but I did make it, and I made it back. So I could see lightning coming out below the tree, and then there's a root chakra. So it was showing me the root, you know, the energy is under, it's in Gaia, and the ley lines and the structure, the energy is below. So that confirms it. Like a lot of my paintings confirm certain bits of information that I'm receiving now. So I see the subconscious mind as like a form of time travel in a way, or it's not time travel, it's just out of time. And I think everyone should be able to access that part of themselves, and everyone is shut off from it at the moment, and it needs to be brought back to life, because that can then awaken the free energy and the DNA within Gaia and within us. I also made some structures with the 42 canvases, and I was using like a pivot in the middle and then like stepping them around like that. And then if you learn about the Gaudi stairs, like the famous structures that he built, it kind of reminded me of that. And then I do stuff like that to help me visualise, so I could actually visualise the DNA. And then I would listen to certain genres of music and certain things, and I would put certain crystals on top of this structure, and it was like I was visually putting energy into the DNA. And lots of colours, lots of energy from certain people, from certain things that I think is worthy for DNA, for the art. So yeah, that's about all I have to show you today. I actually have so much more to show you. There's so much coming through my head at the moment. I'm so jumbled up, I feel like I can't actually even paint at the moment, so I'm just kind of writing it and trying to make sense of it, and make sense of all this as well. I also have an older painting that's up in the lounge here as well. It's also different. So if you look down the middle, Like the eyes are different if you look up close. It's also different, like the eyes different, the nose, if it's split down the middle, if you split it down here, so the faces, I mean the left and the left, like the whiskers are different on one side to the other. Again, it's the masculine and feminine, like the inside of the eye bit here, they're different. So yeah, it's definitely something to do with masculine and feminine that it's showing me. There, okay. I don't think we've got much longer to go. I know I keep saying this in every video, but every day just gets so much more intense. So much more coming through. It's almost like I don't really know what to do with it when I'm stuck in this smaller space here, but then I go outside to Gaia and it's just like, it seems so vast and so big. It's like where do you begin sometimes with it, and like I already let all of this out and it's just making it bigger and bigger and bigger. So sometimes doing the smaller structures and stuff helps me, you know, just bring it down to refine it to then bring it out again. But yeah, Gaia is in some forms communicating, and I do understand and I do hear her a lot more. Like most of my channeling is straightforward with Gaia. And she is an amazing structure. She is, and I think we should start listening to her a bit more as a consciousness, like, because look how much is growing. I want to explore that a bit more. She's just a big ball of colour, and that's one thing I loved about Cambodia compared to here. I just, my soul just feels so alive there. My creativity, I painted all winter there. I was just so happy there, and I'm just not here, and I don't understand why. And then I look out and I'm like, what did my soul love about Cambodia? As soon as I got off the plane, like the red sand and just the green and just the colour, just the energy there was just incredible. And my soul just loved the colour of it. Just being there, just my visual intake was just enough for me. It was just enough. You know, not all this crap we have here. It's just unneeded, isn't it? But yeah, I'm still debating what to do this winter, because if it is winter, you know, is it going to be a winter? Is it going to be really bad? Is it going to be hot? But yeah, I'm just going to take it day by day and see. But my soul's calling for the energy there, but yeah, I know that I need to be here to fix what my soul doesn't like about here, because that is also part of Gaia asking for my help as well here. Anyway, I'm ranting and I didn't want this video to be too long, but I hope there's a few bits in there for you, anyone who's watching. And we can start to put this puzzle really together now, because I've had enough of being here in this country, and I see things so differently, and it is so doable. But yeah, lots of love.